What's up guys, it's Matt here with another DIY procedure on my B5 Audi S4. This is a video I filmed about 2 years ago with some help from my dad, so shout out to him for the help and for bringing the beers. In this video I'm going to show you guys how I replaced the CV axles on my 2001 Audi S4. So as you can see, the inboard dust boots on these axles are ripped pretty badly, which allows dirt to get up into the bearings. That's never a good thing, so I decided to fix the axles to prevent any further damage. To get the axles out, you'll have to remove the axle bolt, which fastens the end of the axle into the bearing hub. This was a 14mm socket head stretch bolt, meaning the bolt was designed to stretch out at the specified torque. Because it's stretched out, you'll need to replace the bolt when reinstalling the new axles. If not, the increased brittleness caused by the deformation increases your likelihood of shearing the bolt. Getting the bolt out is pretty tough, which means you're going to need to break it loose with a breaker bar while the car is still on the ground. With that loose and the lugs broken loose, you'll want to lift the car and remove the front wheels. The next steps can be performed in any order, but I decided to work on the inboard CV joint bolts first. You'll need an M10 triple square to remove the 6 bolts holding the inboard CV joint to the transmission. Now you can fully remove that axle bolt, and at this point the axle is completely free to be removed, but due to some interference with the caliper carrier bracket, we had to remove that as well. I've seen people remove these without removing the caliper, but it didn't seem possible at the time with my suspension setup, so we removed the two 21mm caliper bolts to remove the caliper and rotor assembly. Rather than opening up the pads to remove the rotor, we left the whole assembly clamped together to make the installation a little bit easier. We hung the caliper and rotor assembly on one of the uprights, and now the axle is ready to be removed. For the passenger side, you will need to compress the suspension while the steering is all the way locked to the left. This can be pretty tricky to do, and after rewatching this video, I don't recommend using a 2x4. This idea may have been influenced by our choice of beverage during this job. With the suspension compressed and the wheel all the way to the left, the outboard spline can be removed from the hub. Rather than buying new OEM or aftermarket CV axles, I took these to a local CV specialist and had the axles cleaned and rebuilt. This was by far the cheapest option, costing about $120 for both. As you can see, the new bolts provided were hex heads, but were the same otherwise. The installation procedure is the exact opposite as the removal procedure. The torque specs for the transmission bolts on the inboard CV axle are 40 foot-pounds or 54 Newton-meters. The torque specs for the caliper carrier bolts are 120 foot-pounds or 162 Newton-meters. The torque specs for the axle bolt is 140 foot-pounds or 190 Newton-meters plus 1/2 turn. The 1/2 turn is what stretches the bolt out. And as you can see, I wasn't able to stretch the bolt out the full 1/2 turn, but I got it as far as I possibly could. Finally, the torque specs for the lugs are 85 foot-pounds, and that's the job. Overall, this was a relatively straightforward job, but it took quite a long time to figure out how to get the axles in and out. If you have any questions or suggestions regarding this procedure, let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and if you'd like more content like this, consider subscribing to this channel for new videos every week. As always, Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.